Hi, I'm James Tetley. Come join me at Brighouse Town Academy to develop as a footballer and to make friends.
For those who don't know, it's a college education program. So obviously, when they're leaving high school and they're wanting something a bit different to do, it's a BTEC or MVQ in sport, and that opens loads of opportunities to go to university or scholarships in America, for example. And whilst doing that, they get a football education at the same time with us. So a typical day would be having lessons at 9 to 11 and then a session from 12 till 2 and then they'd be done for the day. So it's a different type of higher education than going to college, for example, and doing 4 subjects. You'd have one real focus and then you get to play football with your friends as well every single day. So we like to think that's a big selling point for those kids who love football and want to do that. But also the important bit is they do get a quality education as well. The first thing for me, based on my personal values, is probably friends for life that they get. Um, you, when you are at college, you're in the classroom with your friends and stuff like that, and you hang out after. That that's obviously a good connection. But when you're playing football alongside them as well, you just get that teammate, that morale. We have such a good bond through the group of players, even the first years and the second years, all knit together as one team. And it's just a great place to be. And it's clear that they're already best friends and like a family when they're on site. So, and I genuinely believe they'll stay friends when they leave as well. The second thing is arguably as important is an excellent education, and that's on and off the pitch. So you get your football education and your education as well to progress through life and obviously go on to jobs and university and stuff like that. So, and what one big selling point for us as a club, I genuinely believe we give great first team insight, which I'll touch on that a little bit later. Um, and that it's never a promise of first team football, but it's an insight into what first team football is like and what you need to do to get there and how you need to get the opportunities to progress in senior football. First team insight that I've just touched on, and opportunity and patience. So first team insight, just to give you a bit more detail on it, I'm the coach of the academy, so the manager and coach, like however you want to say it. And I've been at this in my 9th season at the club, so I've worked with the under-18s, the development team, the under-21s, as a coach and a manager, the FA Youth Cup team, been in the first team dressing room for a number of years. So everything that this club requires at all those different levels, I've seen over the last years. So that's what you'll get from me. You'll always get little things, little details that I've seen the first team gaffer do that will go into my sessions just to make you aware that when you do go for first team sessions, that is what it will be like, and it will test you physically and mentally and stuff like that. So we do push the players hard, try to work them hard, because the worst thing for us to do is just coach all nice tippy-tappy academy football and then they go into a first team session and progress and they don't get anywhere because they've never experienced the physical side of it and the mental side of it. So that's what I mean when I say first team insight. We give you that detail of what it would be like. We also have an extremely unique position where we've got a very, very excellent tutor. And what I mean by that is not obviously a lot of tutors are great. There's a lot of tutors out there that are brilliant, but ours has actually had history with the club where he progressed from the academy, started with our academy, progressed through to the first team, eventually left. He went to Halifax Town, then he went to Farsley, now at Witton. So he's actually been on the journey that these players are doing. So he's in the classroom with them, and they don't just get the football education from me, they get it from him as well, because he knows exactly what it takes to get into our first team dressing room. He knows the club, he knows everything we're about. So we work as a team. I've coached him, I've known him years. We work as a really good team. We get on with each other, and we both work at that, giving you that insight of how you can improve to get into first team football, which is essentially what everybody wants. Obviously the education side is massively important as well, but we know all the kids want to join to eventually progress to first team football. So that's what we can offer that I think is different to other programmes, which I'm not going to name names and stuff like that. I'm not going to flag anybody off, but I just feel like our first team progresses young players a lot more than others do around us. I mean, the writing's on the wall. Kurt Harris, for example, is an academy graduate and he's now our first team captain. You know, Tom Haig, over 100 appearances, and he graduated from our academy. There's plenty of others who've moved on now and gone on to bigger and better things. People like Ryan Hall. So the stats are there for us as a club that we have notoriously progressed youth players through the team. The other side of it is opportunity. So obviously we can give them all the first team insight that they want, but if they don't get the opportunity from the first team manager, then they're never going to get seen, are they? So they're never going to get that chance. And as you know, and as the listeners will probably know, they'll give youth a chance. We've got probably one of the youngest teams in the Northern Prem. I think we've had notoriously one of the youngest teams under him during his time in the Northern Prem. And like I said, our 23-year-old, 24-year-old captain of the first team was an academy graduate, and has obviously been given that opportunity. The other thing is patience. We do give patience to the young players. We do let them have time to show what they can do. It's not just one game and then you're out. We've got a patient board, the chairman, everybody like that, vice chairman. They all buy into that. The fans give it time. They don't get on young players' backs when they make mistakes and things like that. So that's what I think is different to our team and our club.
Brighouse Town is a great place for you to progress in non-league football. Obviously it's been really good for myself joining at 16, 17 and now becoming club captain. So I would highly recommend it to anyone looking to progress in the next stage of football.
Why should you join Brighouse Town's Academy? Well, firstly, you've got a manager that likes to give opportunities to young players with the right attitude and the right work ethic. You've got a clear pathway into non-league football with a manager that supports that pathway. So if you've got the right attitude, you've got the right work ethic, Brighouse Town's the place for you.
Excellent. And if you are watching and you are wanting to apply, please visit espfa.co.uk/register.